sometime. No more waiting, sometime. You gotta climb that hill sometime.
The biographical sports drama film Queen of the Ring tells the inspiring story of legendary professional wrestler Mildred Burke, a woman who changed the world of wrestling during a time when female athletes struggled to receive respect and recognition. Set against the backdrop of the early days of professional wrestling in America, the film captures the determination, resilience, and ambition that turned Burke into one of the most influential figures in the history of women's sports entertainment. The story explores her rise from humble beginnings to becoming a pioneering champion who broke barriers inside and outside the wrestling ring. Through emotional storytelling and dramatic sports sequences, the film highlights how Burke fought against social expectations, industry politics, and personal hardships to create opportunities for future generations of female wrestlers. The movie focuses heavily on the struggles faced by women in professional wrestling during the 1930s and 1940s. At a time when women's wrestling was often dismissed or outright banned in many places, Mildred Burke refused to accept limitations placed upon her. She trained relentlessly and developed a powerful in-ring style that helped her stand out among competitors. Her journey in the film is portrayed as both physically demanding and emotionally exhausting, showing how every victory came with sacrifices. The screenplay emphasizes her fearless attitude and her refusal to back down, even when promoters, critics, and male wrestlers doubted her abilities. As the narrative progresses, audiences witness how her determination gradually changes public perception about women in wrestling. The emotional core of the film lies in Burke's personal life and the challenges she faced beyond the ring. Her relationship with wrestling promoter Billy Wolfe becomes a major element of the story, portraying both partnership and conflict. Wolfe initially recognizes Burke's talent and helps introduce her to larger audiences, but their relationship later becomes strained due to control, jealousy, and professional disagreements. The film presents this dynamic in a dramatic and realistic way, illustrating how Burke had to fight not only against societal obstacles but also against manipulation within her own career. Their complicated relationship becomes symbolic of the broader struggle for independence faced by women in male-dominated industries. The cast of the film delivers emotionally driven performances that bring the story to life. Actress Bett Rickards takes on the role of Mildred Burke, portraying the wrestler with strength, vulnerability, and determination. Her performance captures Burke's transformation from an underestimated young woman into a confident champion who commands respect wherever she goes. Josh Lucas appears as Billy Wolfe, bringing intensity and complexity to the role of the influential wrestling promoter. Other supporting cast members contribute to the authenticity of the wrestling world portrayed in the movie, helping create an atmosphere that reflects the gritty and competitive nature of early professional wrestling. Each actor plays an important role in illustrating the emotional highs and lows experienced throughout Burke's journey. The film's wrestling scenes are designed to feel realistic and intense, recreating the atmosphere of vintage wrestling arenas filled with passionate crowds and dramatic rivalries. Rather than focusing only on action, the movie uses wrestling matches to reveal character development and emotional conflict. Every match represents another step in Burke's struggle for recognition and equality. The choreography combines classic wrestling techniques with cinematic storytelling, allowing viewers to feel the pressure and danger inside the ring. The physicality shown throughout the movie demonstrates the sacrifices athletes make in pursuit of greatness, while also honoring the pioneers who paved the way for modern women's wrestling. One of the strongest aspects of the film is its exploration of gender inequality in sports and entertainment. Mildred Burke's story is portrayed as larger than wrestling itself. She becomes a symbol of resistance against outdated beliefs that women were incapable of succeeding in physically demanding professions. The movie highlights how she challenged those stereotypes by proving herself repeatedly in front of skeptical audiences. Even when legal restrictions and cultural attitudes worked against women's wrestling, Burke continued pushing forward. Her persistence helped open doors for future female wrestlers who would later benefit from the foundation she created. This historical significance gives the film emotional depth and makes the story resonate beyond sports fans. The cinematography captures the time period effectively, using vintage-inspired visuals and carefully designed costumes to recreate the atmosphere of mid-20th century America. The wrestling venues, backstage areas, and traveling lifestyle of wrestlers are depicted with strong attention to detail, making the audience feel immersed in the era. The production design reflects the rough and demanding conditions of professional wrestling during those years, emphasizing how different the industry was compared to modern sports entertainment. The film's soundtrack also contributes to the emotional tone, blending dramatic orchestral music with period-inspired sounds that enhance key moments throughout the narrative. The trailer for the film generated significant attention by showcasing a mix of emotional drama, intense wrestling action, and inspirational storytelling. It introduced viewers to Mildred Burke's determination while hinting at the challenges she would face during her rise to fame. Quick glimpses of wrestling matches, backstage confrontations, and emotionally charged conversations created anticipation among audiences interested in sports dramas and true stories. The trailer emphasized themes of perseverance, ambition, and rebellion against social norms, positioning the film as both an underdog story and a historical tribute to one of wrestling's forgotten pioneers. Many viewers were drawn to the emotional energy of the promotional footage, especially the scenes portraying Burke's refusal to give up despite overwhelming opposition. As the story unfolds, the film also explores the emotional toll of fame and success. Burke's victories bring recognition, but they also create tension in her personal relationships and professional environment. The pressures of maintaining her status as a champion become increasingly difficult as rivals emerge and industry politics grow more complicated. The movie portrays how success can isolate individuals, particularly women who challenge traditional power structures. Burke's journey is not shown as perfect or easy. Instead, it is filled with moments of doubt, heartbreak, and frustration. These struggles make her achievements feel even more meaningful by the end of the film. The release of the movie in theaters on March 7, 2025, introduced audiences to a story that had remained relatively unknown outside wrestling history circles. Many viewers discovered Mildred Burke's legacy for the first time through the film. Following its theatrical run, the movie later became available on digital streaming and video-on-demand platforms, allowing a wider audience to experience the story from home. Its availability on digital platforms helped expand interest among sports fans, drama enthusiasts, and viewers interested in historical biographies. The transition from theaters to streaming also allowed discussions about women's wrestling history to reach newer generations who may not have been familiar with Burke's groundbreaking accomplishments. Critics and viewers appreciated the film's effort to spotlight an overlooked figure in sports history. While professional wrestling has produced countless famous stars over the decades, the contributions of early female wrestlers are often forgotten. The movie attempts to correct that by honoring Mildred Burke's role in transforming women's wrestling into a respected attraction. Her influence can still be felt in modern wrestling, where female athletes now headline major events and receive global recognition. By telling her story in a dramatic cinematic format, the film helps preserve her legacy and introduces her achievements to audiences who may never have heard of her otherwise.